Thank you very much, and hello everyone. It's a pleasure to join you virtually. I'd like to thank Bursa Malaysia for providing us the opportunity to co-host this series of the conference for the second time in 2 years. Today you have heard from several dignitaries, and on behalf of Macquarie, I'd like to thank and acknowledge their involvement and insight, including Yang Berbahagia Datuk Syed Zaid Alba, Chairman of Securities Commission Malaysia, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Abdul Wahid Omar, Chairman of Bursa Malaysia, and Yang Berbahagia Datuk Muhammad Umar Swift, CEO of Bursa Malaysia, Chairperson, CEOs, and board members of Corporate Malaysia. Today's theme is rebuilding a sustainable economy. Earlier this month, we have heard lots of countries updating their national commitments at COP26 that was held in Glasgow in response to climate change. It's really incredible to see how far the consensus around the transition and concepts like net zero targets have come since COP21. It was the opportunity for governments to bring our collective ambition closer to what is needed and give a clear signal to the private sector that the transition is accelerating. In parallel, we have also seen the private sector playing an important role in signalling to governments that the transition is feasible and will bring economic opportunities, but also drive forward some of the solutions that are missing or need to be scaled. The scope of opportunities associated with the energy transition is enormous. It has been interesting to observe the change in the major miners, many of whom are now leaning into the energy transition rather than seeing it as a business cost. While the energy transition may be carbon light, it will be materials heavy with significant demand for iron ore, copper, aluminium, rare earths, and battery minerals. Each country need to assess the opportunities associated with the energy transition with regard to their access to renewable energy, their existing infrastructure, their manufacturing skill base and expertise, and the commodities they produce. Asia as a region, as you know, is an enormous market on the supply and demand side, and hence there are opportunities across all the sectors as well as geographies. Beyond scaling solar and wind in power generation, the electrification of transport is another priority in the region. All these opportunities come with supply chain investment potential in Asia's key manufacturing hubs. As we heard today, Malaysia is in the middle of energy transition. It has a great renewable ambition and set a target of 31% renewable energy in its generation mix by 2025. So the demand for solar, hydro, biomass, biogas is going to increase. Pleasingly, Malaysia remains committed to roll out its National Renewable Policy and Renewable Transition Roadmap 2035. As our speakers outlined today, decarbonisation, decentralisation, democratisation and digitalisation will be critical to empowering Malaysia and supporting its energy transition. Importantly, it will also allow people and communities to access affordable, reliable and sustainable clean energy in Malaysia, as well as protect and restore our ecosystems. At Macquarie, we are committed to playing a leading role in driving this global transition to net zero. For 2 decades, we've used our deep capabilities in energy, infrastructure, technology, and commodities to work with our clients to create practical solutions to their decarbonisation challenges. We are already developing, constructing, investing in, and managing over 50 gigawatts of green energy projects, invested or arranged more than 63 billion Australian dollars in green energy projects since 2010. We are also the global leader in infrastructure and renewable financial advisory, advising clients in over 25 billion Australian dollars of transactions in the last 3 years. We can only realise our ambition through partnership and by supporting the transition of carbon-intensive industry and by commercialising new climate solutions and technologies, and really by supporting emerging markets and developing countries to make their own transitions and adapt to change in climate that will often impact them most. We look forward to working in partnership with you as we rise to these challenges and deliver on our collective ambition. Macquarie has been involved in supporting growth and development in Malaysia for over 25 years. It's an evolving economy with growing outbound investments, increased focus on renewable energy as well as sustainability, and an expanding retail investment market. We participated in the bidding of LSS3 with a local public company in 2019. And through Blue Leaf Macquarie's portfolio company, we have signed a power purchase agreement with Bosch to provide clean solar energy for its production and warehousing facility in Penang. We constantly engage key players in Malaysia for opportunities to invest in renewable energy projects. And most recently, we submitted to bid to acquire a portfolio of waste to energy assets in Malaysia. Facilitating capital in and out of Malaysia remains a key priority for us, similarly continuing our leading market position in warrants as well as equities. What differentiates us at Macquarie is our culture and our team's commitment to support our clients' ambitions. So on behalf of Macquarie today, I would like to thank you again for joining us virtually from your homes and offices. We hope next year's conference can resume in person. Thank you very much and stay safe.